It's finally happened. The numbers have started stalling. The scale doesn't want to cooperate. Everything is slow into a crawl. So now it's time to reduce calories temporarily for 2 days. Let's go into the data first. Let me show you. Okay, we're in happy scale. Let's look at the data. I'm going to go back to, let's start at May 26th. So you see at that time, my recorded weight was 104.8. And the moving average was 104.2. The green one there, weekly rate, is how much I was losing on the rate at which I was losing weight per week. I was losing 0.2 kg per week. So with that in mind, let's look at today, which is July 1st. I'm at 101.5. So this is definitely a successful body fat reduction. However, let's go back now and let's look at this weekly rate. So you see during June, let's stay here in June, the weekly rate was 0.5 for a couple of days. It went up to 0.6, increased to 0.7. So as we move through June, 0.7, 0.7, looking at the weekly rate, 0.7, all good, right? The moving average itself is moving down. For example, Wednesday the 18th, you see 102.0, 101.9, down to 101.8, 101.7. It's almost like a linear progression, which is awesome. But then what happens is that Wednesday the 25th, we hit 0.5, which is fine. Anything 0.5 and up is good for a weekly loss rate. Now, we got 0.5. We hit a milestone. Not going to talk about that right now. I've set the milestones for maximum psychological impact. Then we dip down to 0.4 on the 29th. All right, no reason to panic, but now we wait to see if it's going to move back up. Although I suspect that most likely it won't. This is your body stalling. We got 0.4 again, right? And that brings us to today, which is 0.3. So we have about what? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 days that we've been below 0.5. And the 0.5 itself, like you saw it went from 0.7 down to 0.5, right? We were on a downward trajectory ever since whenever it was, ever since we went to 0.5, went to the 25th. So now it's time to do some adjustments. So what I'm going to do now, very simple, no panic, no discouragement, no floundering, looking for some kind of different method. I'm just going to reduce my calories by 200 today and tomorrow. 2,400 per day is my maintenance. 1,800 is where I'm at with my deficit. So I'm going to go down to 1,600 today and tomorrow. That is not so low that I'm going to be feeling any kind of hunger as long as I don't do any kind of super strenuous physical activity, which I'm not anyway, because I'm just doing 10K steps a day. I am lifting tomorrow, but again, I'm doing low weights, high reps. And after that, by the end of this week, we should get another, what I call the flush. The body should let go of all this stuff that it's holding on to. The body is stubborn. At some point, it's going to stall. It's basically saying, all right, you're trying to kill me. I'm done. But here's the thing. Even if I didn't increase my deficit for today and tomorrow that I'm doing, inevitably, I will still end up losing weight, even if it doesn't show for X number of days. Eventually, with mathematical certainty, you will lose body fat. But we do not like to see the scale constantly be the same, right? So we give it a little bit of a nudge. It doesn't mean that if I didn't reduce my calories, I would just never lose weight again. But it is frustrating, and we are trying to actively manage it. So if something stops working, you adjust, you look at the feedback, and you continue. Well, I was already prepared for this. It is time to drop down a little bit. I've already put my meal plan together for the day. And then we're going to see end of week how we're going to go.